My kids the other day, they were asking me about, they said, why can't a woman be a man and a man be a woman?
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, Baba, and I don't know, it just came out, subhanAllah. I said, if you have a cake, you can't make a cake into a fish. You baked it as a cake. It can't be something else.
Nice.
And they're like, oh, yeah. I said, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Wallah, it's that simple.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
Sometimes it's simple. What else can you tell us about these parables? I like them.
I have one about...
Nothing about polygyny? No, I'm just joking.
Oh, I got plenty of polygyny. Do you want to go there?
Let's go. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome. What do you call this podcast? I don't even know. Welcome to this majlis, right? This sitting, this gathering. طبعا Wajdi, Abu Mussab, my dear friend and brother and compadre in Dawah. He came to the UAE and he really shocked us and we're very excited. He came to the UAE to do something. We're not going to say what, but it's something personal maybe. And so we thought, it's an opportunity for us to meet and put, how many cameras? Is it 2 cameras in front of us?
I suppose.
Yeah, and we talk.
Yes, sir.
Talk and maybe benefit others.
Bi-idhnillah.
Inshallah. May Allah make us beneficial. Yeah, I mean. So, Wajdi, first disclaimer.
Hey.
How long have you been doing dawah? Well, not really a disclaimer, but an introduction.
Yeah. I would assume if I started, let's say 2000, let me be specific, 2007, I moved to Saudi. I started before I moved, I would say from 2004.
2004?
Till now. So yeah, it's more than 20 years.
No. 20 years?
No, more than 20 years. صح? We're 2025? Almost 2026, eh?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, mashallah.
I wasn't even, no, I was born actually.
You must have been born, you're the one with the gray hair.
Mashallah, 20 years of da'wah.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah accept. Obviously, the acceptance is, as Ibn Umar said, if I knew that Allah accepted from me 2 rak'at, I would have relied on them because Allah says, إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. So the fact that I've done that for 20 years means, in my book, means nothing unless Allah accepts, in which case that's a big deal. It's a big deal. And if Allah didn't accept, then Allah understand. May Allah forgive me.
Because, I back then, I would sit on it wasn't even a laptop, it was a big old computer.
Before laptops, wow. Yeah. Because like they were dinosaurs still walking around.
20 years ago when you were doing that.
Yeah, it was a long
time
ago.
I would search online for English material, just in Islam. I was interested. I've seen all the Arabic material, but I wouldn't find anything but you and a couple of other brothers. طبعا Islam also has his account where he translates all the scholars' statements and the videos. It was beautiful, and it was just you.
SubhanAllah.
I wouldn't find anyone who's out there that is, saying something that I can relate to, something that is, قال الله قال الرسول العلماء. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful. And today, subhanAllah, 20 years I'm watching your videos, and we are here today. You haven't aged much, by the way. MashaAllah.
Relatively, yeah.
You're taking care of yourself.
Alhamdulillah, I try.
What's the secret?
There are secrets.
Don't tell me CrossFit, yeah?
No, it's not CrossFit, definitely. No, well, the secret is, part of it is genetic. So in my family, generally we don't, my parents did not look their age.
Because you look the same 20 years ago.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, barak, Allah barak.
Allah barak feek. So part of it is that, and the other part is that I'm, to a degree, depending on the phase of my life, but overall, I look after myself. I look after myself in terms of eating and in terms of being active. I enjoy sports way too much, way more than normal. I would say more than normal, than the average da'i. So I allocate a big chunk of my time to playing sports consistently, and that must be a factor, yani. Because usually you age when you're out of shape. It has an impact on your internal organs, external limbs. It goes a long way. And so if you're keeping it under control, you kind of...
I noticed you don't eat much. I think that's one of the main reasons.
Definitely. Portion control has been... Because you want to enjoy certain foods, and there's this perception that eating healthy is not pleasurable. People want to enjoy food. So how do you reconcile between the two? Okay, I enjoy certain things, but I eat in smaller portions, which is the sunnah. I mean, what people, often act surprised. But at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there were no refrigerators. Right.
Of course.
No, they couldn't just go to the kitchen, open the fridge or the cabinet, and there would be all these foods. No. So they would eat when food was available.
Yes.
So that's very important. And you would assume that it wouldn't be big portions. Sometimes they would just live off dates.
Yes.
And the hadith, the clear hadith that the worst container, I mean, and people just, they hear this hadith and they let it just go right by them as though it is not a big deal. But the choice of words, like if you hear it for the first time,
scary.
Yeah, you're taken aback. Like the worst container the son of Adam fills is his stomach. That's right? Crazy. And sufficient for the son of Adam is a few bites to keep his back straight. If it's inevitable that you're gonna knock yourself out, if you really want to go all out, 1/3 for food, 1/3 for drink, and 1/3 for breathing.
That's the extreme.
Subhanallah.
People use that as the
that's the asl, exactly. And yes, in Islam there are times, based on a hadith of Abu Hurairah, that the Prophet ﷺ told him to drink milk and he drank to his fill. So yes, there will be occasions where you're gonna eat more than this third. So it's not like it's haram, but if you want to look at the sunnah, it's actually portion control.
Yes.
And that way you get more, you have more energy when you eat less.
You're right. Yes, absolutely.
And that's why now scientists recommend intermittent fasting, and they say fasting, you should eat within the window of 8 hours only, in 16 hours you should fast, and they did all these studies. And it's like, dude, we've known this for 1400 years.
Do it as
just follow the sunnah. Yeah, follow the sunnah and you'll be good to go. So not that I'm the greatest or I'm doing a great job, but to the level of adherence, I could see the results and it's paying off as far as I'm concerned.
No, you're doing a great job, mashallah. So 20 years of da'wah, and so I can call you an expert in da'wah. 20 years is a lot, huh?
That's a stretch. I mean, alhamdulillah, but experience is okay. I know you want to be. I know you're nice, and you want to be nice. But I'm always gonna be reluctant to like accept this kind of.
لا خلينا نشوف.
You have to.
Your relationship with God is we don't know. Allah knows.
غفر الله لنا ولك.
آمين أجمعين. But your skills, I'm talking about the pragmatic things that you use in da'wah.
طيب.
صح? You picked up a couple of things.
Alhamdulillah.
Right?
By Allah's grace. نعم.
MashaAllah. طيب. So you told me something about examples that you give in da'wah.
نعم.
To get things closer to people.
صحيح.
Because that's one thing that people come to me and they say we relate to your kind of da'wah, my da'wah. Why? It's like you simplify things. When we go to scholars, يعني عفى الله عنهم, scholars are the stars where we get guided through Allah طبعا. They say their language is a bit heavy for us. We don't understand the complexity of what they're saying. So me and you, طلاب علم, we come and we simplify things for them.
True.
And this is what's standing out nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So you have some kind of examples to clarify some matters and some maybe misconceptions about Islam.
True.
Right?
Yes.
So we can start. Could you share with us a couple of examples on what exactly are we talking about here?
Absolutely. Let me give you the background. So what's the background? The background is at some phase in my life, there was this surge of giving lectures in hospitals to non-Muslims, right?
You were doing that?
Christians. This is back in Jeddah.
Okay, cool.
So when I was
so you're just bursting in hospitals and just talking to people? What's going on?
No, it would be arranged through the hospital.
Right.
So
okay.
I work at the Dawah Center.
Okay.
The hospital, they there's always people in the administration that are keen on delivering the message of Islam to their non-Muslim staff.
That's beautiful.
Right. And so they would contact the Dawah Center, say, look, we have, let's say, these 30 Christian Filipinos or 30, I don't know, Hindu, whatever, nurses. And we want someone to introduce Islam to them. And so the Dawah Center will send the English-speaking caller to Islam. And each Dawah Center had one, and I was one of the designated ones. And so in the
they pay you for that?
No, alhamdulillah, no payment. I was working at the Dawah Center, so that was my job. So I got paid for the job because I would have 8 hours of work every day.
Administrative work and all
yes,
that? Yes.
I was in charge of the English department, so I would review material and create pamphlets and review pamphlets and different things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't get paid for the lecture per se. That's not my style, basically. And it's not the norm, It's not the norm that you will get paid for that either. So, khalas, you're with the Dawah Center, you get your salary from the Dawah Center. You could be working, you could give 100 lectures a day or 0 lectures the whole month. It's the same.
Matter.
It's the same. Yeah. But obviously, that resulted in plenty of interaction.
Of course.
And I found many barriers of communication, sometimes linguistic. As you know, the da'wah terminology is sophisticated.
Yeah.
And unless a person has studied, for example, Christianity in in the English language, a lot of the terms that we also use in Islam are difficult for the people who's English who speak English as a second language or even a third language.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
you speak about dogma, dogmatic belief, anthropomorphism. I don't know what.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Original sin or what is it? Other terms, things of this nature. Atonement. Okay, if you're familiar with them because you're involved in da'wah, but I'm speaking with people who may or may not understand.
Yeah.
That's one challenge. The other challenge was that the nature of religious theological principles and points and elements, they're deep and complex. And unless a person has a training in the religious field, they will also feel a sense of disconnect. So when you try to explain a religious concept from the legislation, they don't relate to it. They cannot relate to it on that level, so they don't understand it. So what do I do in order to bring the point home in a way that will make him say, I understand now, right? So I was always looking for that, I understand now.
Okay.
And so in the process, I would, as a matter of just like any skill, you practice it, you sharpen your skills, you become better at it. And not that I became great at it, but to some degree, I came up with examples throughout my da'wah experience and adventures for technically every single important element or misconception about Islam, where I can give an invented story, a parable that I've come up with, or maybe I've heard from others. Just as another disclaimer, is that some of these I might have heard from someone and then developed. I might have heard from someone and tweaked it. I might have heard from someone and thought it was mine, and it could be actually mine.
Yeah,
and
but
then
just coincidence.
Allahu A'lam, and I really keep track of what was my invention and what was someone else's invention. Even though in my memory, maybe 90% of them are my invention, but Allahu A'lam.
So you made these stories and relating it to concepts and misconceptions about Islam.
Correct.
Totally.
Correct.
Like you just thought about it.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Now, in my
where did that come from? Giving examples about matters about religion and all that.
This is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam.
Okay.
So if you go through the Quran, you will be amazed.
So it's not a bid'ah or something.
لا طبعا. طبعا. Okay. You will be. In fact, this is the way Allah subhanallah, it's the method Allah used with His creation.
Yeah.
ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. For example, ضرب الله مثلا, and then Allah will tell you the story. واضرب لهم مثل الحياة الدنيا. Strike for them similitude of this worldly life. And Allah strikes the examples for the people. What is the one in Surah Al-Kahf? ولقد صرفنا في هذا القرآن للناس من كل مثل وكان الإنسان أكثر شيء جدلا. And we have diversified for the human being in this Quran of every type of example, and ever the human being is the most quarrelsome and prone to dispute. And this particular ayah was really the inspiration, because it tells you that no matter how well, who could give a better example than Allah?
Of course.
No one. And in spite of that, وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا. إلا he wants to argue or tell you, I don't understand, and it doesn't make sense. Because some things make so much sense, but when you don't want to accept them, you will claim that you don't understand.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these parables and these examples or similitudes, they came inspired by this method. Even the Prophet ﷺ, he said, إنما مثلي ومثل الدنيا كراكب استظل تحت شجرة ثم تركها. أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, my example and that of the dunya is like a traveler who went under a tree, under the shade of a tree for a little bit, then he left. This is the example of the worldly life.
Hatta sometimes not only just parables. I don't know if it's similar, but النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يشبه.
عليه الصلاة والسلام. نعم.
يعني بني الإسلام على خمس. Islam is built on five. That's, not literally, but he's trying to give you an image.
Yes.
Trying to picture something for you,
Because that's the human mind. That's how the human mind works.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. So when you look at those, when I looked at the Quran and the Sunnah, okay, so Allah, for example, tells us that the people who call on other than Allah is like a person who took the house of a spider, Bayt al-Ankabut, as a home.
Yeah.
وَأَنَّ أَوْهَنَ الْبُيُوتِ لَبَيْتِ الْعَنْكَبُوتِ. The weakest, and think, so I imagine, it's raining, there's a thunderstorm. Imagine if my house was the web of a spider. I'm cooked.
Yeah,
if there's a whatchamacallit, if there's a flood, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
If there's sun, I'm cooked. If even there's an insect that is slightly bigger than a mosquito or a fly, it may even penetrate the spider web. The spider web doesn't really offer you any protection, even though it's a bait. And the whole idea of a bait is a place where you seek protection from external elements.
Exactly.
And so, when people think about that, then it makes you think, okay, then based on this principle, there are other elements, other examples that I could also come up with using this sunnah that Allah established in the Quran and the Prophet ﷺ in the sunnah to help people understand advanced or complicated or ambiguous theological concepts in worldly examples that they could relate to. So they could say, okay, they don't have to agree, but at least I brought the idea nearer to home. And my main goal was for them to be like, okay, now I know where you're coming from. They accept, they reject, this is not my job.
Of course.
There could be some loopholes in my example, right? Or someone could say, you know what, but there's an issue with that. You could fix it by adding this. No problem. This is where we aid each other in improving the presentation. But it's a da'wah tool that many use voluntarily or involuntarily. They may be using it without even knowing. But I made it a point to like really use this as a method, and I found it to be effective. Wallahu alam.
And it's fun. It's fun to hear also.
It is fun
when you listen to someone giving you these examples. It's really nice. It's catchy.
Hey, it engages you.
Yeah,
like,
it's very engaging.
When I come up with the stories, because these will happen while I'm preparing for a lecture, so I would have to sit there and brainstorm and like really squeeze my thoughts.
Nice.
And then when I find something, I get like excited, like, oh, okay, this makes sense. I would imagine someone else telling me what I'm gonna tell the people, and then assess, does it really click, or am I far off?
Yeah.
And then generally they will receive okay. They will receive okay by the people, like, okay, Jazakallah khair, this helped me understand, even Muslims, this helped me understand the matter of qadr better, the matter of original sin better, the matter of whatever the case may be.
Shirk, whatever.
A lot of things now.
Okay, now we're curious.
Yes.
give me some examples. Give me some of these parables.
طيب. For instance, one of the most complicated ones is the issue of the hellfire and the punishment of the hellfire, eternal hellfire for the disbeliever, right? Some allege, like, is this really a reasonable punishment? Like, someone lives for 50 years, 60 years. Yes, they disbelieved in Allah. Yes, they didn't worship Allah, did whatever. But does it really entail perpetual, never-ending, forever torment in the hellfire where you're burning and roasting again and again with your skin being replaced?
Does it fit the crime? Does the punishment fit the crime? Yeah.
So people struggle with that. So I had to think of something that is related to the world that we could connect with to some degree. Obviously, it will never be the same.
Of course.
Right? It will never be the same. So, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى وَلَا تَضْرِبُ اللَّهِ الْأَمْثَالِ. So there's a place or a limitation where we all say, okay, this is only to help you understand better. It will never be 100% as similar, it's supposed to be now. Yeah. Because the matters of the unseen and the matters that are pertaining to the divinity and the deity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is not like the human worldly, physical limitations and restrictions. Allah is beyond and above that. So the story was as follows. There was this software company that had been really successful. And a bunch of competitors came into the business, and they really cornered them to the point that they were about to file bankruptcy and go out of business, in spite of having a huge number of employees, maybe over 400 employees. So it's a big company, and 400 employees that have families. So technically a whole city, almost half of a city, it's a small village, is basically living off the existence of this company. If they were to go out of business, a lot of these people will struggle in finding another job or be able to continue. It will damage the lives of many, many people. Tamam? And so this other company came up with a very sophisticated software. And that software really put them on the edge. So now they're in a tough situation. So they had a board meeting, and they had to make a decision. And what would the decision be? The decision would be that we will hire X person who's known for being top-notch, prolific in software development and what have you. But this dude is abroad. He's in another country, and his requirements are huge. I mean, the guy wants a fat salary. He wants a villa for accommodation. He wants paid school for his kids. I mean, he really milked them, right? He put like the most difficult conditions in order for them to hire him. Obviously, in return, this person will come up with the software that will ultimately, put them back on the map and solve the issues. And not only will they remain in business, they will overcome their competitors, and they will just khalas, they will take off. So the budget that was left, technically 100% of that budget was allocated to hire this person. And sure enough, they brought him from overseas. He came over to the office, met with the staff, met with the people. Lovely guy. Lovely guy. He comes in, next day he comes into the office. He has his own area to start working. He looks at the paint. He sees that the paint is not really pleasing to the eye. Yeah. So he runs down to Home Depot, buys this apron, or painting brushes, or paint, or madri ish, and he comes back and he does an entire paint job. Obviously, it takes a week because it's a huge thing, and he wants to do it on his own. He doesn't want any contribution or participation from his colleagues and co-workers. Oh, he puts some nice paintings, or cloud, or rainbows, or madri. Rainbows. Not trying to say anything, but whatever. He beautified the place.
The innocent rainbow.
Hey, exactly. Back when rainbows were just rainbows. His colleagues are amazed. I mean, this guy, the place was so gloomy and so dark, and now it's bright and happy.
Wow.
Then he finished that. Then he saw that there were some people struggling with their coffee, and he's a coffee expert.
Wow.
So then he brought his own coffee machine, and he became a barista. Now anybody who wants coffee, I will make the coffee for you. This mashi halak machine, you press a button, la. I will make you coffee. Dude started serving everybody coffee. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. The staff is having a blast. They're having the best coffee days of their lives. And the list goes on. He changed the furniture, fixed the paint. He would fix people's cars. He was a mechanic. I'll go, give me your car. I will get it fixed for you. Al-Muhim.
Jack of all trades.
ما شاء الله عليك. Trade of all jacks كمان. جاء بعد شهرين طبعا the company is expecting him to deliver. They meet with him and say, what's going on? He said, I haven't done anything.
Oh wow.
Why haven't you done anything? Wallahi, I fixed the wall, I fixed the ish, bidri ish. And look, ask any one of the employees. They love me more than their own family.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but we have a problem, my friend. We don't have time. So they give him 3 more days, and the guy is so smart that in 3 days he could actually make it happen, right? So they put him on a very tight time limit to get it done. And sure enough, in 2 days, he develops the best software in the world. As he's leaving the office, he runs into an employee from the competitors, another guy, he sees him crying. Why are you crying? I was supposed to, improve the software we have, but I wasn't able to do it, and they're gonna fire me. He said, don't worry, I developed the software. Here, تفضل. This is a gift from me to you. And the software that he built, which is supposed to save his company, he gave it to the other guy.
Not even a copy, just the whole thing.
ولا شيء, here, خذها. روح, go with it. And then
that's the dumbest thing.
I'm telling you, 2 days later, he goes back. They said, what? He said, I did the software. They, alhamdulillah, congratulations. Yalla, what? He said, but I gave it to the other company. So what do you think would be a reasonable punishment? What would all the people feel? All his colleagues who now lost their job, company goes out of business, bankruptcy, face, blah, blah, blah. Man, I'm sure if in real life, this person, even if he makes it to prison, they will send someone for him in prison to kill him, right? Like, you will not survive. You will not survive. The damage, the collateral damage is so grave that such behavior cannot be acceptable.
Absolutely.
وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. This is the example of the human being whom Allah has given everything. He gave him sight, He gave him thought and brain and mind. He gave him ears to hear. He gave him limbs. He gave him everything in order to show appreciation and gratitude and acknowledgement to Allah.
Yeah.
And he pleased everyone else except Allah. This is like the employee. He's pleasing all his co-workers except the management. And then even above and beyond that, not only did he not worship Allah, he also worships other than Allah, or he dedicates his worship to other than Allah, just like the person giving the software to another person. If you think...
So that software is the ibadah.
نعم أحسنت exactly. And so this is the condition. If you as a human being will agree with me that this person deserves the highest form of punishment that mankind can imagine according to mankind standards, then we say this is then the highest form of punishment that Allah Azza wa Jal sees fit for the disbelief of the son of Adam. And if you look at the scale, the crime of the disbeliever is far greater than the crime of that person.
Absolutely.
Because that person to some degree still did some good and some khair. Exactly. Whereas this person showed absolutely no appreciation to Allah his whole life, even though Allah sent revelation, messengers. Yani no one can come and say, I didn't know. No, you knew, you just chose not to believe. And this is what it is. Wow. So that's just one.
So that's telling us about Tawheed and Shirk. And how these two houses are so great. Yes. Because if we flip the story, he saved the company.
صحيح.
He saved everyone.
صحيح.
So they're going to be so happy with him.
Exactly.
Right?
And this is the person who establishes Tawheed.
Exactly.
Which is the bare minimum.
And they're going to reward him.
نعم.
Heavily.
أحسنت.
Right? So this is why we deserve it, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we got Tawheed and Shirk out of the way. What else you got?
For instance, someone says to prove the fitrah. If you want to prove that we were all born upon the fitrah, just imagine.
What's fitrah?
Natural disposition, ahsant. A natural disposition that we, as Allah mentions Surah Al-A'raf, I believe ayah 172, 173, that when Allah took from the back of Adam his loins, قَالَ أَلَسْتُ بِرَبِّكُمْ Am I not your Lord? قَالُوا بَلَى شَهِدْنَا And all of us said, yes, we testify.
Yes.
أَن تَقُولُوا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ إِنَّا كُنَّا عَنْ هَذَا غَافِلِينَ So no one can come on the day of judgment and say, oh, I was not aware of that, or I found our forefathers worshipping other than Allah. We know that when we don't have to remember this incident, but the scholars say this basically happened. All of us acknowledged in a previous existence that Allah is our Lord. Every single child of Adam. Because Allah took it from the back of Adam, from his loins, all of his children until Yawm al-Qiyamah, all of us shahidna that Allah is our Lord. If someone says, what about a person who went with his parents to an island? A young kid, 2 years old. As soon as they reached the island, his parents passed away in an accident. Okay? He was raised on the island by himself. He managed. There were bananas and whatever. He survived. And I want to make him 3 or 4 years old, so that no one can say, how can a 2-year-old survive?
On, doesn't make sense.
He survived. Whatever floats your boat for the story to fit.
Like Jungle Book.
You could say that. You could say
lived
that.
with the wolves.
صحيح.
So yeah.
He survived. Now, by Allah, would that person, let's say as he lived, he started exploring, he saw his body, it's an amazing creation. He sees that he can go into the sea and swim and breathe under the water. He's able to fish and get the fish and cook it and eat. He sees the sun, he sees the moon, he sees the clouds. He's amazed at what's around him. He's never received revelation. Right? He's never read the Quran or any revelation from Allah, never saw a messenger.
He's on the island, yeah.
He's on the island with absolutely zero communication, zero access. Yep. There is no way on planet Earth that this person would believe that the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost is a God. There's no way on earth that it would even cross his mind that the sun is a God, or that the moon is a God, or that the clouds are a God, or some tree down the street is a God. It is not built in within a human with no exposure.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you look at the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, that كُلُّ مَوْلُودٍ يُولَدْ عَلَى الْفِطْرَةِ every newly born child is born upon the natural disposition. Then it is his parents or environment, either they make him a Jew or a Christian or a Magian, then you will understand that there's no way, if you were on your own with no access to any information, you would be a believer in Allah. Now, you don't have to know the names and attributes of Allah because you didn't receive revelation, but you would believe in a creator of this universe, and it would not cross your mind any of the other gods that the people worship today and they claim is an ilah.
That makes sense.
Because there's no basis for it. So your natural disposition is in line with a person who was on an island with no access to information, and he would affirm that there's one creator to this amazing universe that he can explore and see on his own.
Subhanallah. That's true.
Nah.
That's true, subhanallah. Okay, I think you got a lot more in your.
Oh, I got a lot more, but
yeah, let's
share.
Please.
Share with us something that you've...
I'm learning, bro. I'm learning. I'm liking this.
Okay,
I'm going to use it in my lectures, inshallah.
No need to refer to me. Just use it freely, barakallah feek. Anyone who wants to use these, if obviously some may be laughing, just so we can be clear. I don't think that these are so amazing.
You're not going to patent them or something.
No. I find them useful. Someone else may find them not as useful. Someone may actually think of a story that is 10 times better. By all means, the idea is, what is our objective, all as scholars, to Islam? Which is something a lot of people accuse us of, that we're jealous, or you're jealous that Fulan has more followers, or you're jealous that Fulan... La wallah. If a person is calling to the true Islam, uqsum billah, I'm the happiest person. Exactly. Inshallah, he does a job 10 times better than me.
Support him.
If the people are coming to Islam and he's calling to the proper Islam, wallahi, I am happy. I am not trying to compete with anyone or say, I want this for myself. You take from me, I take from you. If the end result is a person who wasn't practicing Islam, started practicing Islam, a person who wasn't a Muslim, became a Muslim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, we are all basically working together for the same objective, to bring guidance to people.
Of course, this is what inshallah we think and we feel, but you know, in the da'wah scene,
sadly,
yeah.
Oh, you're jealous of him, that's why you're refuting him. No, I'm not. I'm sad that he has such access to that many people. And instead of being honest and sincere and transparent and telling the truth, he's fooling around and giving them false information, or propagating some innovation or whatever, changing the teachings of Islam in order to appease the West or to appease civilization or culture or whatever it may be. It's sad. So, when we engage in those things, it's based on our love for Islam that exceeds the love of a human being.
Yeah, and you've refuted quite a lot of people, huh?
Yeah,
big names
because they've done big problems.
Big problems.
Some of them I promoted without mentioning names. Some of them, one of them at least, I promoted. I introduced this person to my audience. I said, this guy's tafsir is second to none. There's no one in the English language doing tafsir this good. It was a lecture about music and the dangers of music.
Yeah.
I recommended this person back when he was a noob and a boomer and nobody knew about him.
Yeah.
And then, mashallah, he grew and grew, and the following grew, and then he started going south and east and north and west. And then I had to refute. In the beginning, to show that I have no agenda or personal beef with anyone, I promoted the guy.
Did he change, or did you not know him well?
He changed.
Oh, he changed.
He changed because back then, it was still the tafsir of Juz' Amma. There was nothing else. There was no content. There was no big organization. There was no lectures. It was just basically going over the Sighar Suwar and with very minimal reference to like tafasir that are doubtful. So it was all like just, there was nothing. Obviously, there's still my guilt. I'm not gonna excuse myself 100%. I could have maybe done a better research, but back then there was absolutely no indications that we're gonna go in that direction. It was just one of those things, subhanAllah. There's more than one da'i who in the beginning were upon the way of the Salaf, and then all of a sudden they basically sold it on the first corner, and then you know the rest is history. So
what do you think that happens though?
Wallahi, akhi, one of the biggest things is popularity. When you become popular and your head gets really big and people cheer you on in spite of your mistakes and errors, and when there's a sound of reason, like someone tells you, hey, you're going off, but then the other group tells you, oh, Zakallah khair, we love your work, we love you, keep going, and you're like, okay, well, I guess it's split. Had those other people been knowledgeable or sincere and said, no, everybody was advising that person against it, maybe they would have taken heed. But once they hear two opinions, they gonna choose the more comfortable one. They're gonna say, oh, maybe these guys are being extreme, or maybe these guys are just hating on me, or they're jealous of me, or these guys are sincere, they love me, I'm gonna go with those guys. And then they go further astray and further astray until khalas.
I think I agree with you, and I think one of the reasons what could prevent that and solve it in a way is really getting connected to mentors and scholars and shuyukh.
Nah.
And they'll sometimes put you back on the right track, and they'll remind you. And they're older than you, more knowledgeable than you, and you consult them in certain things. And that's why I see a lot of du'at in the West, they're not really well connected to the scholars. And I know why, maybe because of geographical, locations. He's in here, that's in another continent. It's difficult for him to contact him or meet him or whatever. And so they just do their thing, on them by themselves, and then shwaya, the fitan comes and goes, and new fitan always, updated fitan. He doesn't know how to react to it, and there you have it. I mean, couple of fitnas that happened just throughout this 5-year span, we've seen so many people
Exactly.
we were just shocked, right?
And then the people actually promote them to the level of scholarship.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he feels he doesn't need to refer the matter to a scholar. He is the scholar.
Yeah. No need. I'm here.
خلاص كده.
Independence. And
أيوة.
this is scary. This is scary. I
مرة.
mean, within, I think 5 years, we've seen a lot of names that just like, oh my God, I don't believe that this guy is saying so and so about
صحيح.
that. So, subhanallah, this
Allah
is how
يهدينا
it is.
وإياه.
Yeah, the more we progress, as the Prophet said, the more
عليه الصلاة
fitan is gonna come, and it's gonna be more complicated and more misguiding.
صحيح.
Allah understand. طيب. So, what else can you tell us about these parables? I like them.
I have one about.
Nothing about polygyny? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I got plenty of polygyny. Do you want to go there?
Let's go. That's later.
I have one about qadar.
Qadar.
I have one about qadar.
The decree of Allah.
Yeah, people say, Allah already decreed whether we're going to go to Jannah or Jahannam, and we don't know. So how is that fair? Like, why would I work for Jannah and then end up in hell because it was decreed for me to end up in hell?
Exactly.
Now there's obviously all the Quranic responses, because the Sahaba asked that to the Prophet ﷺ, and he said, "اعملوا فكل ميسر لما خلق له." He said, work because each will be facilitated towards that which he was created for.
Yes.
And to get the point even closer to home, yani to build on that statement of the Prophet ﷺ based on the ayat in Surah Al-Infitar, is it, or Inshiqaq? Al-Muhim, you think of an employee who had this boss, and this boss is very unpredictable in general. So one of these days he called this employee, said, "Listen, ya fulan, for the next week I'm going to be observing you very closely, and one of two things will happen. Either I'm going to promote you to the head of department, which is like a big promotion, or you're going to lose your job, or you're going to get fired." So imagine you're in this predicament, right? You're dealing with an unpredictable person. You don't know what he's going to decide. It could be that he's actually setting you up. It could be that, for example, his intention is he wants to put you under the pressure so that you can excel.
Yeah.
Because he wants you to be promoted and earn the promotion, for everybody else to see that you worked your behind off to get this promotion.
True.
And it could be that he's trying to get rid of you. True. And he wants to mess with your brain, mess with your psyche, so that you react wrongly, negatively, and then you wind up digging your own grave.
Yeah.
It could go either way. You have no idea where this guy's mind is. طيب, the golden question is, let's take two behaviors, two reactions.
Yeah.
Number one, you go to work the next day, 3 hours late in your pajamas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you put one leg on the table, two legs like this, and you're lying down. Every time the employees walk in, let's say your name is Umar.
Okay.
يا عمر ايش بتسوي؟
What are you doing?
ايوه, what are you doing? يا أخي, this manager, يا أخي, والله, this is not fair. Why would he do this to me? 1 week, either I will be promoted to head of department or I'll be fired. Wallah, this is not fair. Well, I don't like to gamble. I don't like gambling. I don't like to be, in an unpredictable situation. وماني مسوي شيء. I will not work. I will not do. يا أخي, اهدى, take it easy, relax. This is not what you're doing is suicide. At this point, if you don't know what he's gonna do, you're pretty much helping him make the decision. Well, you're just pouting like a child. I'm not gonna work, and you literally for 1 week do absolutely nothing. Your productivity is zero. Alhamdulillah, even showed up to the office.
Yeah.
And then, sure enough, after 1 week, even if he wanted to promote you, now you will be fired.
Exactly.
So you've definitely decided to fail the test willingly with your poor decision. Scenario number 2, which is what any reasonable, normal, sound human being would do. Oh, I'm gonna give it my all.
Yeah.
Let's say you're not that intelligent. I'm not gonna give it my all. I'm just gonna be as is. Don't you get paid, ya akhi? Don't you get paid for this job? You're supposed to, 8 hours of work, you're supposed to put in the worth of 8 hours of work. A reasonable human being will at least do what is expected of him. Maybe not even 0.1% extra, but at least the bare minimum, which makes you worthy of your salary.
True.
But if you're smart, you're actually gonna go the extra mile. And you will put in the work. And then after 1 week, sure enough, even if he wanted to fire you, by the way, chances are you will get promoted, or at least keep your job. If he's gonna trick you and be treacherous, tell you, I was just pulling your leg, no promotion for you, you're not good enough for promotion, at least you will keep your job. No two people will disagree that this is the way. This is exactly the condition of human beings right now with the matter of qadr, right? We don't know what Allah Azza wa Jal had decreed.
But
we
he
don't know.
already.
But Allah told us this, do this, فَمَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا, he will enter Jannah. وَمَنْ عَمِلَ سُوءًا, he will enter Jahannam. So Allah told us, this is the path that will lead you to salvation, this path will lead you to the hellfire. You're a sound, reasonable human being. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to do what is good. Because if you do what is bad, where are you going to end up? In hell. If you do what is good, you're going to say, just like the boss may tell me, I'm going to promote you and wind up firing me. Say, this is your boss, not Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah says, وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُخْلِفُ الْمِيعَادِ. Allah does not go back on His word. Allah does not betray the promise. Allah does not oppress anyone. There's no way on earth you will sincerely do the deeds of the people of Jannah with ikhlas and mutaba'ah to the Prophet ﷺ and wind up in the hellfire. So any human being who is alive, your job is to listen to the al-ihsan, wal-khair, wal-birr, wal-ta'ah, and to do that. And don't worry about the rest. Don't worry about what if. This what if is none of your business, and you will never know aslan. Yani worst case scenario, say, you know what, I'm not going to do anything until I know. طيب. You're not going to know, Habibi. You're not going to know until you're there. For either way, this whole reaction is useless. You will never find out. Stop wasting your time and get busy doing the good thing.
I think I read something very close to it, and Ibn al-Qayyim, I think, mentioned something like that, and he said this is one of the most foolish misconceptions that people have. It's like, if that's the case, then don't eat.
Yeah,
خلاص. I don't know. I'll be fed and satiated in a way that without eating. But you have to eat. You have to do things to get the results. And same with good deeds.
Subhanallah.
Do the good deeds so you get the reward.
And Allah is generous, and this is where you now appreciate Allah's names and attributes, that Allah is Ghaffar, and Allah is Tawwab, Allah is Rahman, Allah is Rahim, Allah is Jawad, Allah is Wadud. Allah has all these beautiful names and attributes to reward the people that do good. So our job is to do good. Akhi, I'm an evil Muslim, I fall into a lot of sin. Welcome to the club, Habibi. We're all in the same thing. Then we have istighfar and tawbah that will erase and fix all of the issues we have. And so we have no excuse. We have no excuse not to be on the righteous path.
You're absolutely right. SubhanAllah.
I have the one that has to do with the Jesus Christ. That some believe that Jesus was crucified in order to expiate for the sins of people, right? Who accept Him as their Lord and Savior, right? So there's a bank story that I came up with to address this particular issue. So there's this bank owner who has a staff of 10 employees. One of them is his own son, who is the top employee. He's the most committed, the most sincere, the most punctual, the most productive. MashaAllah, he's the ideal employee in this bank. And this is regardless of the permissibility and the impermissibility of banks and riba. This is not a riba-based bank. It's a halal-based bank.
Oh, wow.
Just so we can be clear, because nobody would say, you're promoting riba. فالشاهد, the owner of the bank has this very close friend who, because of their relationship, takes advantage of him. Every time he asks for money, I need to borrow money, he lends him money. And then he takes forever to pay him back. Sometimes he doesn't pay him back, and he tells him, خلاص مسامحك, I forgive you. عادي. Al-Muhim, this guy did this for a long time. And the bank owner is comfortable financially, so he was able to kind of let go. It reached a point where he felt that he's really being taken advantage of. So when the guy asked to borrow money, he told him, Ma'alish, this time I think that your friendship with me doesn't seem to be a real friendship. It seems that you're just trying to take advantage of my money and and dig my pockets. Enough is enough. What did he do? He took offense. He said, yeah, all right, I know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to your bank and I'm going to apply for a loan. And legally, you cannot prevent me from getting a loan. And trust me, when I get this money, I'm not going to pay you back. So either you pay me the money, حبي بيني وبينك, between me and you, friendly, or I'm going to get it from your bank and I'm not paying you back. وعادي, whatever you want to do, you could do. He said, this is how it is? He said, this is how it is. And the guy left. على طول رفع السماعة. He called his son, told him such and such happened. When this guy comes in, do not give him a loan.
Don't give him the loan. Yeah.
The son said to his father, Abshir, I will listen and obey. Baba, it's with me.
I'm guessing they're Saudi.
على طول. Well, the story came up, yes, with thought of in Saudi. So المهم, he went to he urgent staff meeting, called everybody to the room.
Yeah.
He aligned with them what's going to happen. This guy's going to come. Be careful. Don't, no loopholes. We're not going to help him out. Al-Muhim, the guy comes in exactly as expected, crying his eyeballs out. He has a video of his mom in the hospital between life and death, to cancer, ومدري إيش. He came up with a story. Al-Muhim, he went to one of these tellers and he begged him. He got empathy out of him, and he played with his mind to the point that the staff, the guy was really shook, and he felt that if he doesn't give him the money, he would be indirectly killing this guy's mother. Like, I'm able to help him, but if I don't help, his mom is gonna die.
Yeah.
So he goes to the other tellers and he has a meeting with them in order to tell them, okay, look, I know that we were told something, but the situation now is different. And all of the staff were on board to give him the money, to save his mom, except who? His son. His son said, La wallah, the son of the owner. He said, I will not betray my father. And I gave my father a word. I cannot overpower you guys. You are more in numbers. This could lead to something else. I disagree with this decision of yours. Al-Muhim, طلعوا, and they got the money and they gave it to the guy. The guy is a con artist and a scammer. As soon as he went on the bank, picked up the phone, called the guy, I got the money, I told you. The bank owner lost his mind. Runs to the bank.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets there, he grabs his son, kaf, على طول, smacked him right away. Ya Baba, I'm the only one who didn't betray you. All of them betrayed him. طح الثاني belt نزل في ضرب. How much is your salary? $10,000. I will deduct from your salary the amount of money to pay back the loan that you gave this guy from yours. You know what? You're fired also. As soon as you finish this duration of work in order to pay back the guy's loan, this is the son, huh? The only one who was on his side. Yeah. You're gonna get fired right away. And then he turns around to the staff and says, this is my token of appreciation to all of you. All of you have betrayed me, but I love you so much that I will make my son, the innocent guy, pay for all of your issues and all of your problems and all of the betrayals that you did against me. And you will be set free and you will continue at work, and he will basically have to be enslaved and get fired.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It makes absolutely
and we say that Allah Azza wa Jal supposedly has a son. We disobeyed Allah. Humans disobeyed Allah. The son is taken, spat on, beat up, crucified, humiliated. Even though he's not the one, we are the guilty ones, and we get to get off the hook and be free.
And he doesn't.
And he pays for it, even though he's supposed to be beloved and dear to it doesn't add up.
Sense at all.
It doesn't add up.
Exactly.
More or less, something like that.
Yeah. I can see how this relates. Subhanallah. There's a lot of the youngsters. They're very curious in not a very healthy way, to be honest. Yeah, this new generation. And one of the things they've asked me, or sometimes they ask me about hadith. How do you know the hadith is authentic? How do you know the hadith is authentic? And we have to, explain to them the science of hadith and how it works.
Sahih.
Yeah. So do you have anything about that? Or you haven't thought about that?
No, I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, this will come up a lot.
That's something I need to think about.
Yeah, I made up something. It's not a parable, but maybe I don't know if it is. Maybe it is. You can decide. You're the expert.
Yalla hat.
I talk about trust.
Okay.
So I tell him, you go to the doctor? He says, yeah, I go to the doctor. When you're sick, you go to the doctor and he prescribes a medicine for you, right? He says, yeah. And you take it? He says, yeah. So why don't you ask about this medicine and where it came from and what is it, what's in it and what's the ingredients and how do you prove that it works or not? He says it's a level of trust. You have to do it in life. If you don't have trust, you cannot live life.
True.
Why do you go to the doctor? Well, because it's part of the regulatory system of the government or the municipality or the ministry, and I trust the ministry that if there's a hospital that's open, they're gonna hire somebody with a degree.
صحيح.
Yeah, and so if I see a white coat in a hospital, in a government hospital or whatever,
I'll just assume that it's
خلاص, it's official. Now, when he writes me a thing, a medicine, I take it. If he says I need to open your stomach and I used to rip it open and do something about it, I'll say, yeah, go ahead, please.
تفضل.
Yes, تفضل. I trust it.
صحيح.
And it's the same thing with the hadith.
Yes.
Yeah, it comes through a chain of narrations. And so what do you want? Yani? You want to hear it from the Prophet ﷺ? They told you that this is how it works. As a matter of fact, we know that the Quran came like that too, but in a bigger wider chain of narration. So it doesn't make sense that you just keep questioning these things. You want a question? Go study the science of hadith. Why are you just, raising these questions? It doesn't make sense. So
that's beautiful, wallahi.
Thank you.
Wallahi, that's beautiful.
تلميذك حبيبي.
Barakallah feek. We need to add, because obviously they're going to tell you, okay, weak hadith. Right? Yeah. So the weak hadith, then we need to add something to it in order to address, yes, and because you trust, let's say if you see a doctor, for example, who's acting suspiciously, or he tells you that I was just sitting with this other doctor 2 minutes ago and he told me that I need to give you this medicine, but 2 minutes ago you saw him at the pantry eating a cookie, and now you have a reason to believe that he could be misleading you or lying. Exactly. Now you're justified to investigate, and yes, you could prove that this guy was a fraud. But if there's no such indication, you assume good until otherwise.
Exactly.
And that way, there will be cases, because someone says, okay, so according to you, then all hadith should be authentic. How am I going to believe in Ibn Majah and Abu Dawood?
There's some unauthentic ones.
So yes, when there's a dalil, and this is why the scholars of hadith, they've dedicated their lives into studying the rijal and their lifestyle and who they met and when they met them and when they were born and when they died, and their memory at young age, at old age, subhanallah. They spend their lives doing that in order to prove whether there's a sanad muttasil or there's a munfasil, يعني إلى آخره.
And why, so subhanallah, I missed this very important point. They always attack Bukhari.
يا أخي بخاري
يعني هو عشان كذا, that's why this is the example I gave.
Because with Bukhari it's فهمتك صح.
They say Bukhari, how do I know Bukhari what he mentioned is correct?
ما شاء الله عليك.
The funny part is they think like Bukhari wrote these hadith. He didn't. He collected them.
He collected them. He collected them in a book.
Exactly.
Through a lot of the highest scrutiny.
Exactly.
Of detail that you could imagine.
It's crazy. These people don't read, and the other misconception they have is they think that Bukhari came up with this book of hadith. Like he made up this concept that we collect a hadith in a book. Like there's
what about Imam Malik before Imam Muwatta?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many other books that really far away.
He came actually way later than many years later, after many other scholars of hadith.
Exactly. And if they read about his fitna and how people tried to attack him and cancel him out,
and he suffered.
He suffered a lot.
He suffered and he stood up for the aqidah, rahimahullah.
Yeah. And anybody who just review his book, he said, this is crazy. There's no mistakes in this book. Yeah, but طبعا it doesn't go to the level of Quran. Quran is the speech of Allah, of course.
Yeah, that's why the scholars say it's the most authentic book after the Quran.
After the Quran, exactly. Subhanallah.
That's a great example.
Thank you, man.
See, there you go,
Thank
man. And again, for you guys, this is basically we're setting you up for thinking outside the box, thinking of parables, examples, similitudes that will help you deliver the message. You could be a lot more creative than we are. The point is, if it makes the other person understand something that otherwise they weren't understanding Islamically, then you have achieved the goal because the goal is to deliver da'wah. This is one of the means.
But I think this has conditions. You have to have knowledge, because these examples can create violations. You can give an example that actually would make you misunderstand give you a tainted picture of the concept.
You have to be grounded to some degree, yes.
Exactly. So seek knowledge.
Or maybe present it to a sheikh and make sure that you get the green light.
The green light, okay. And that works really well with young people. My kids, I do that with them sometimes.
Okay.
And the other day they were asking me about why can't subhanAllah, this is a very concerning question. They said, why can't a woman be a man and a man be a woman?
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, Baba, and I don't know, it just came out, subhanAllah. I said, if you have a cake, you can't make a cake into a fish. You baked it as a cake. It can't be something else.
Nice.
And they're like, oh yeah. I said, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Wallah, it's that simple.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
Sometimes just simple.
Ahsan.
And it just clicked with them. They're like, yeah, if you're a man, you're a man. You can't be a woman. Just like a cake is a cake. Can't be a burger, you know?
Some people try. The result turns out to be terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
The fishy cake. A cakey fish.
Allah understand. You got anything else you want to share with us? Because I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, we got a lot more. Got a lot more. I don't know. Let me see. Refer to my list. I had a list of these things, man.
How long are you staying here for, by the way? In the UAE?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning, inshallah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're towards the end. Been a lovely few days. Oh yeah, the easy one. Salah in the masjid. Right? A lot of Muslims are complacent when it comes to Salatul Jama'ah. Of course, let's get some things out of the way. You hear the adhan without loudspeakers. Therefore, according to many of the scholars, yes, according to many of the scholars, it is fard on you to attend Jama'ah. But let me actually address the other opinion. Let's assume, hypothetically, that you cannot hear the adhan. And it's not obligatory on you to attend the Jama'ah. You're allowed to pray at home for whatever fiqhi reasons.
Yeah.
Let us look at it from a reward perspective. The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ said Salatul Jama'ah تفضل صلاة الفذ ب27 درجة أو كما قال عليه السلام. Now one رواية 25. Let's stay with the 27. Salatul Jama'ah, the congregational prayer, exceeds the reward of the person praying individually by 27 times, multiplied by 27 times. So a lot of us look at it and say, oh yeah, that sounds like a nice number, but we don't understand what that entails. So you think of any product, no matter how cheap it is. Imagine if you were to buy one and get 27 of that same item for free. As cheap as a toothpaste, ya rajul. Let's assume it was merely a toothpaste. And this pharmacy down the street told you, buy one toothpaste, we're going to give you 27 for free. Imagine if it was one pizza, you get 27 for free. One pair of shoes, you get 27 for free. One car, you get 27 for free. Think of
one Bitcoin.
I'm not much into Bitcoins, but whatever. One Bitcoin, 27 for free. Yeah. Now that's controversial. I don't think some people actually will drive maybe 2 to 3 hours.
Absolutely.
Right?
One buy one, get one free, and they go crazy.
Ya salam alayk.
Yeah.
Ma balak with 27. So if you're not estimating the importance of those rewards being multiplied by 27 times, then if you think about the most mundane, lowly, worldly item, and you would be excited by the idea is exciting people. We haven't even gone 27. Just the idea is like, oh, then why do we look at the salah like it's not a big deal? Man, that's a big deal. Praying by yourself and getting the reward of that Salatul Asr versus Asr times 27 because you went maybe 5 minutes to the masjid, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be.
And it's not that, it's the same kind of time spent. Maybe a little more just going and coming.
Which is rewarding.
Also
every
rewarded,
khutwa, you raise one level, one sin is removed from you.
Exactly.
You are وَالْعَبْدُ فِي صَلَاةٍ مَا دَامَ يَنْتَظِرُ الصَّلَاةِ. As long as you're waiting for the salah, you are getting the reward of a salah. The angels are making dua for you. Allah maghfir lahu warhamhu. Ya rajul.
Yani there's no waste.
Zero
waste.
Marra. See? And then yet, somehow, some way, we like, it's just 27 times. La habibi, it's a big deal.
Allah understand. Beautiful, beautiful. So let's switch gears now, shall we?
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Let's have some casual talk.
Yalla, bismillah.
You hungry?
No, I'm stuffed.
Really?
Yes.
I'm kind of hungry.
Ala tool?
Yeah.
Inshallah, you're burning.
That Mandi is...
You're thinking a lot about what's being said.
I guess.
Okay, I played paddle this morning.
You played paddle?
Yes.
You walked 20,000 steps?
La, lissa. Wallahi, I'm at maybe 13 or 14,000.
Wow, that's crazy. Yes. And you do that every day?
Every day. My daily target is 12,300. Now, I don't know if we can promote this,
but...
Put
me to shame, man.
La, Captain, shuf.
I walk 7,000 and I feel like I ran a marathon.
So, I'm at 14,181 steps. That's 10.88 kilometers.
10 kilometers, 10.8.
11 kilometers. I've burned 440 calories and I've gone 4 floors up. And currently my badge progress is I am on the 16th consecutive day of hitting the daily target.
He's flexing.
Now, I'm flexing, but I'm also encouraging.
Promoting.
I'm encouraging because this right here is not even related to sports. Okay, this is just me or any one of us, even if you're obese. Let's say you're obese. You are able to walk. Unless your knees are not helping you, more of a reason for you to actually walk. Start slow, but the least you could do, akhi, if you're not playing basketball or football or paddle or tennis or whatever it is, please walk. Walking at least is a type of cardiovascular activity.
Completely agree.
It's good for your heart rate. It helps you burn calories. It's doable. Don't take elevators if you can. Take the stairs. If you're able to walk down a street to get something, if you're able to walk to the masjid instead of driving, all of these are options. When you get into the groove of walking on daily basis, you will see the effect of that on your health. Then you will continue and it will open the doors for you to do better things.
Absolutely.
And it's the easiest thing in the world. I'm not even telling you to jog. Okay, I'm not even telling you to run. Just walk, akhi.
Fast walk or just like normal average walk?
As long as there's an effect on your heart rate, and even if you didn't, you're still doing something.
Absolutely.
As opposed to just being docile with absolutely no movement and you're just picking up body fat. But there's no excuse, honestly. There's no. So I'm saying this not to flex. I'm flexing with the intention. You put me on the spot, and I'm glad you did. I want to let you know that it can be done, regardless of age. It can be done, and when you do it, inshallah, one day you will appreciate the fact that somebody reminded you of what you already know. At the end of the day, we're not saying anything that is rocket science. This is known information to everybody. But please do something about it, man.
I would add to that, based on what I've read from studies and whatever and experts, that weight training is actually very important too.
Oh, by all means.
I mean, we don't expect you to like lift PRs and all that, but just a little bit of weights on 3 days a week.
Especially compound
that's beautiful.
exercises where you're engaging more than one.
Compound is a bit.
No, I'm not crossfitting, but I'm just saying like where you're engaging more than one.
If the form is good and technicality, or the form is good, basically, because they're kind of technical.
True.
Especially the deadlifts and the squats.
Yeah, that
like
requires.
At my age, I don't do deadlifts. I don't do squats.
Okay. No squats at all.
No squats.
Even without weights.
With weights, I can do, but that's nothing.
But then you use other machines basically that target those.
I use sissy squats.
Okay.
Have you tried sissy squats? Sissy, you don't know? You're being a bit weird about it.
It's called sissy squats.
Sissy squats.
Okay, no, please.
Please
tell me this is a joke.
It's very painful.
You know what sissy means?
No.
Okay, good.
What does it mean? Sissy means like a girly guy or a girly thing or whatever, right? I hope it's not a bad word. It's a bad word?
Well, I mean, it could be labeled as a bad word depending on the context.
Censored, guys. Okay, I don't know.
No, but they call the squats sissy squats.
Yeah, sissy squats.
All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't know about them.
You should try them.
I'm good.
What are you talking about?
I'll just do regular squats.
I do sissy squats. I do one leg squats.
Okay.
But like back squats, front squats, no way.
Gotcha.
I have a herniated disc. That's why.
Well, then you need to be careful.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks. People are gonna do different things. Whatever floats your boat.
I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, but do something where you are moving your body, playing sports. It's gym. It's whatever it could be. But
not
Muslims need to be strong. All of us males. Obviously, we don't want no strong sister.
Wait. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying.
What do you mean you're just saying?
I'm just saying because some sisters have a misconception about strength. And she has more muscle than a man.
How is that possible?
Some of these female the weightlifters and whatever, astaghfirullah, you don't know whether she's a Hulk.
She's juiced up.
Huh?
She's juiced up. Biologically, a woman cannot be as big as that.
صحيح. But like wide shoulders like this, تضربك كتف.
It doesn't.
هيك الحمد لله.
Girls, he has this opinion, and I say girls lift weights.
Okay, lift weights, but like within reason.
Even with guys, within reason.
صح.
But lift weights.
It
helps them with a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm not telling them not to lift weights. I'm just saying
it helps them with pregnancy. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Because it's weights.
طبعا it's core.
Listen, I don't want to sound like a misogynist. Oh, it's just pregnancy. Is that what you care about? No, really.
But you are a misogynist. It's okay.
I'm a misogynist. I'm an agent.
From an Islamic perspective, a lot of these titles are given to us for merely adhering to certain Islamic guidelines.
Yeah, but it's unfair.
طبعا it's
It's a
unfair.
slander, man.
وبعدين these words carry other meanings that Islam doesn't entertain. So when you say someone is a misogynist, you're actually adding things that the person doesn't even believe.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
one of these loose terms that people just give anyone. Oh, you're this or you're that.
We
Because
degrade women.
they see that you fit into some element of something. You're red pillar, blue pillar, بدري ايش pillar. يا
Exactly.
أبوي I have an ayah from the Quran and a
خلاص.
hadith from Prophet ﷺ, and therefore I act accordingly. You want to put me with the
And it's
category
fair.
of people. Yes.
And it's mercy.
100%. You want to
Yeah.
put me with a category of people because we have a common denominator, then according to this, everybody's everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Because where do you draw the line?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What are your plans for your da'wah? What do you have any plans? Anything new that's coming? I know you're doing tafsir now, and you're doing kashf al-shubuhat.
صحيح.
Any certain commentary explanation that you're using, or
Yes, تفسير of Sheikh عبد الرحمن بن ناصر السعدي عليه رحمة الله, the Sheikh of Sheikh Muhammad Salih bin Uthaymin, and كشف الشبهات, also the Sharh of Sheikh Muhammad bin Salih bin Uthaymin. I make it a point because I'm used to the Sheikh's style, and I find it easy for me to also translate the Sheikh's words, and technically almost any sharh, if there's one by Sheikh bin Uthaymin, I opt for that. So to the best of my ability, I try to cover all of the shuruh that were done by Sheikh bin Uthaymin to whatever book may be out there.
you cannot like let go of Sheikh Ibn Uthaymin's commentary. He's one of the best,
نعم.
to be honest.
نعم.
Like Kitab al-Tawheed, Kashf al-Shubuhat, all the other explanations, Usul al-Thalatha. When you read it out, you got your Arabic text in front of you,
Yeah,
and you read it in Arabic, and then you translate it in English,
correct.
word by word.
Correct.
Do you have anything about your words, your own words, or no?
Yes, of course. Of course, you cannot. It's just otherwise I will just use AI
Just a
and
translator, yeah.
Yeah, no. Obviously, you translate, you add based on context.
Yeah.
You add the statement of another sheikh. You add the statement of the sheikh from another book.
Yeah.
You remind them of something else you covered in another book.
Yeah.
So obviously, as a teacher,
This is what I do too.
as a teacher, your job is to incorporate and integrate as much information as possible. Sometimes you go to grammar. Sometimes you explain to them why is this, for example.
It means this and it doesn't mean
ayatan,
that.
not ayatain,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
they can be familiar with the idea of مرفوع منصوب مجرور مجزوم وإلى آخره. يعني you try to bring in as much as you know
Beautiful.
on this issue, so that whoever's listening can leave with a faida, not only that they heard a talk, they can actually, next time they hear someone else or they come across it, be like, I remember we learned this before.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
And you got students that are with you, sticking with you.
I don't, يعني they call themselves students, and they call me Ustad.
Yeah.
These terms are debatable, but yes, I've had some people that have been
yeah,
around
yeah.
for years, mashallah,
MashaAllah,
tabarakallah, like
like
literally years.
You know them in person? You met them?
Some of them I have met in person.
Wallah.
Hey, wallah. Some of them I have met in person.
After the classes, like
Naam.
picked up and everything.
Nah. I'm very bad with this because I meet people all the time and I don't remember often like the people I meet, or I meet someone and I see them again, or like I'm Fulan who used to comment here. I'm like, what? Who? What? So I go through these. Whoever has met me in person can attest. Like Abu Mussab is awkward when you meet him in person. But yes, I met a number of them in person.
It's beautiful.
Sometimes right now where I live, I wind up getting off the metro station, which is located right in front of Jamiat al-Malik Saud.
Okay.
And so there's all these tullab who I'm running into almost every single day on the metro.
Okay.
Like the other day I was sitting on the metro and some brother came and there's no place for him to sit, so he stood in front of me. Then he looked at me like this. He was like, his mind couldn't understand. He's like, Abu Mussab? I said, who are you? He said, I said, relax, akhi, sit down, don't embarrass me. We started speaking in English. The whole train stopped what they're doing and they were just listening to us.
Oh, really?
They got engaged with the conversation. They saw us speaking in English, so they got excited. I came out of the train station. There were 9 students.
Oh, wow.
MashaAllah, over there, one of them spotted me. We came, we met each other, shook hands. I'm supposed to see them actually when I go back, inshallah. In a few days, we're going to have dinner together.
Beautiful.
So those are people that maybe heard or saw me maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Some of them are still up to now.
Absolutely.
And this is from the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal and the blessings of Dawah.
That's beautiful.
And
So you're in contact with some of these students and they speak to you, they consult you with certain things, or...
نعم, to the best of my ability, and I consult those who are senior to me, and this is our obligation towards each other. نعم, is to connect people with the people of knowledge, and we try to all enhance and improve and get better, and to stay. We need like-minded people. We need rifqa salihah. We need good companions.
Absolutely.
And these are the best people, wallahi, you can hang out with, because the people I hang out with in the office, يعني at work, للأسف يعني إلا من رحم الله, there's some good brothers mashallah who actually also attend the classes.
Oh yeah, okay.
يعني one of them is one of the students who he comes to my desk, he says Ustad. I say أخي, stop in front of the people. They're like,
colleague.
Yeah, they tell, what is wrong with this guy? The ones in the same department, like, what's up with this guy? Like,
do
why
you,
is he...
do you use that, like, go get me tea and coffee?
No, I cannot, but I tease him a lot because he played football with us, and his football is absolutely horrific.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I really tease him every time we play football. But anyways, he's a beautiful brother, mashallah, tabarakallah, Allah bless him. But generally, the environment at work and the people at work, they're not really into religion.
Yeah.
يعني, and you have to hang out with them because you're working 8 hours a day.
Of course.
Their discussions are always about,
work.
Different random things that will shift you. You will shift there, and then you remind yourself, like, this is not me, this is not my topic, this is not something I want to discuss. So when do you anchor yourself back? When you meet with these brothers.
Absolutely.
Righteous brothers, people of the Deen, people of knowledge, who just their presence, their mere presence is a reminder.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I encourage everybody, really, like, always keep righteous people around you, because when you go astray, somebody's going to come and tell you, hey, ta'al, ishbak, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why are you going in this direction? Somebody will knock some sense into you. Even if they didn't, their mere presence will be a reminder for you, like, look, would I do this in front of him? No. I need to relax.
Exactly. And that's friendship for the sake of Allah.
Nah.
Exactly.
And it's the best treasure, hidden treasure, not even hidden. It's the best exposed treasure that people have. And a lot of people don't maintain it. No, when you find a good, righteous Muslim who's concerned about the Deen, hold on him with all that you have.
Absolutely. No. And I think people who are practicing religion more and more, I mean, they're kind of becoming strangers, right? Into a society that's filled with fitan and temptations and
vice,
especially on the manhaj.
Sahih.
Like, man, we're outnumbered.
Yes. So it's rare to find someone that is really going in that very specific direction of the way of the righteous predecessors. So, I mean, these people are gold nowadays.
Yeah. So, sometimes it's not even in person. Sometimes you meet them online.
Sahih. I'm not referring only in person. I'm referring to even online. And connect with those people in whichever way it's possible. Absolutely. Even by merely attending. Absolutely. Attending the class, showing support, contribute in whichever way you can contribute. Sometimes it's sharing their material, And that's something that we all need to do with each other, It's something that we can do for each other, and it will help promote the da'wah. Because our contenders are many, who are vile, foul in speech, rude, disrespectful, no fear of Allah, no consideration for the hurma or the sanctity of a Muslim or the Muslim's honor. They're just passing takfir left, right, and center because you didn't condemn A or you didn't condemn B. They make their own guidelines and their own principles, and you have to basically say to them, سمعنا وأطعنا. Either you do exactly what they want you to do, or you say exactly what they want you to say, or you've sold the religion for a cheap cost. Habibi, they are realms that are way beyond your realm in your little room behind your keyboard, Mr. Warrior. They are things that are way beyond you that you don't even understand. And no one has to fit into your criteria. You're not Allah. You didn't reveal Islam. Allah revealed Islam. Allah told us what is expected of us, what is not expected of us. And within those, there are people of knowledge who guide us on these matters. You don't agree with them, that's your problem. You can't force me to come on your camp, just like we don't force you to come on our camp. We just say, حياك الله تفضل. You want, you're the one who's going to be saved. You don't want, السلام عليكم, Allah معك, روح, امشي. Absolutely. But this attitude that we see today, and I'm saying this in our defense, because ya akhwan, fear Allah. Like, you don't have to like me, and you don't have to like my da'wah. You don't. Just be quiet or refute me academically, no problem. I'm always for academic refutation.
You don't have that.
Hey, say, Ya akhi, you're wrong because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this, and Sheikh Fulan said this about this particular hadith, and this is the ijma' of the a'imma on the tafsir of this hadith, وأنت مخالف الحديث, wallahi I will kiss your head and say Jazakallah khair for correcting me.
Yeah.
If I reject your advice, it's between me and Allah Allah will hold me accountable.
Absolutely.
Do you ever see that? I wish I would see that.
But because they don't have that.
Hey, it's about, you didn't speak about this country or that country or this matter or that matter, and accordingly we've left Islam and we became with the other people, and I don't understand, yani. And sometimes I think it's a dream. Wallah, like sometimes I think this whole thing is a dream, and then one day I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be like, everybody's like, man, we were just pranking you, pulling your leg. Like, you can't be serious. No, they're serious.
But so I don't know. From what you're just saying, I think one of the most damaging, at least to our level, damaging deviant groups or misguided groups are which group?
Al-Muflisin. The bankrupt brothers. The bankrupt brothers. May Allah guide them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're very active. I have to give them that. They're very, very active on social media. And
that's part of their manhaj, by the way, is to take leadership positions in universities and organizations and businesses to influence. They want to take leadership and they want to influence.
They've done their job.
I know.
Yeah, they've influenced the new generation. They're all, they're influenced like that. They're kids. They don't know anything about religion, yet they parrot what these big monsters, big deviants have been saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allah understand.
And for those youngsters, wallahi, this is not good for you and for your akhirah.
Yep. Exactly.
Slandering a Muslim, oppressing him. In essence, look at the hadith of the muflis, the bankrupt one who will come on Yawm al-Qiyamah with salah and siyam and all kinds of good deeds, but he would have come after he had verbally abused this person and hurt this person and killed this person, robbed this person, whatever dhulm they did to others. And so their good deeds will be taken away from them to pay back. And then if they run out of good deeds, the sins of those people will be placed on them and they will go to the hellfire. And no, do not tell me, you're double standards. You can dish it out, but you cannot receive it. You're doing the same.
I was just going to tell you that. Yeah. They say that.
They say that, but when did we just ever give this title to anyone without any evidence that is clear like the sun?
I call people Khawarij.
When they behave like Khawarij.
Yeah.
When they reiterate the Khawarij rhetoric, and you're going to be called a Khariji.
Of course.
And in return, and we have receipts.
And by the way, Khariji is a Sharia, like it's a Shari'i terminology.
Sahih.
So really, I'm not calling you a dog. I'm not insulting you in a way.
The Prophet ﷺ called them a dog. Dogs of the hellfire. And he used that name for them.
Exactly. And so, but you're insulting me. Just insulting because you're insulting me. There's nothing else.
Their retaliation is that you're a madkhali. So they refer me to a last name of a particular sheikh from a particular tribe in a particular country. This is your invented coined term based on following a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. It's amazing. The paradox in this situation is so amazing. So you were calling a person a Khariji because we were told that the Khawarij will have this trait and that trait and this and this and that. And you're like, dude, you technically meet all of them and some.
And more.
And so here you are, you're being called a Khariji because you behave like one. Because you just called me a Jew, for example. You literally called me a kafir.
Yeah.
How is that the same? When you're calling me after someone's last name, even though I might have never even associated with that person, more or less, anybody's given that name madkhali nowadays. If they don't condemn whichever government that they want them to condemn in public, khalas, you automatically become part of a group that you may not even know about or know nothing, absolutely nothing about. Why are you doing this? Because we have one hadith, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 100, almost 100 hadith about this particular matter that are giving you very specific instructions on how to deal with the matter. It doesn't make sense to you. That's your problem. I was thinking the other day when you were given the dars on the seerah. And you spoke about the issue of the al-walad lil-firash and DNA tests and whatever. I was thinking that this actually is an argument against all of these people.
How's that?
Why? If you use pure intellect, you would say, no, how could this son be attributed to the father?
Exactly.
There has to be something, there has to be Islam told you against what you think is correct, what is actually maslaha for the family and for the maintenance of the family, that even if the woman were to have done something ABC, still Islam closed that door because of a wisdom that only Allah knows.
Absolutely.
So no matter how smart and high your IQ is, you're supposed to be quiet, sit down and submit to the text. But by Allah, what is the difference between this issue and the issue of the rulers? There's absolutely no difference. No, you're saying, Ya akhi, but if you don't, then, Ya habibi, it's the same thing. Yeah. With all due respect to your intellect, you don't know. And life has proven that the places where people did not run their mouths, there's peace, security, things are under control. Yeah, I'm not saying there's Jannah on earth. There hasn't been Jannah on earth from the time we went down to earth.
By the way, you know, sometimes they ask you this question, like, what about concerts? What about... They just want to frame you.
Yeah,
they know
of course,
the hukum.
Of course, they know the hukum.
They know everything.
The hukum which we've said publicly in lectures, and until today...
Halloween? What about temples? What about... We know the hukum. Don't
until today, someone asked us, Yani, have anyone ever asked me, can I celebrate Halloween? I said, oh yeah, Halloween is good, excellent, go ahead. Oh, you can listen to music, adi. Oh, you go to Hindu temple. Yeah, akhi, you already know. But that's not what you're looking for. Yeah, you want to twist it. You want the person to behave like the Khawarij, whether sitting at home or whether on the battlefield or whether trying to kill an innocent Muslim and spill his blood, because the Khawarij take on different forms and sizes. You want the Muslim to fall into your Khariji lifestyle. We are not of these people. We don't want to be of these people, and we praise Allah that He did not make us among them.
We don't submit to you, we submit to Allah.
By all means.
And subhanAllah, the thing you said about intellect, Aisha radiallahu anha was faced with such an example, and you know this, the hadith, when the woman came to her and she said,
Haruriyya anti?
Yeah, she said, why the woman does qada compensates siyam and doesn't compensate salah? She said, you're a Khariji?
Subhanallah,
because they use their intellect only.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She said, we were told to compensate, to make up for the siyam and not make up for the salah.
About periods. When you get your period, you compensate for your siyam, don't compensate for salah.
End of story.
The woman used their intellect. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Salah is more important than siyam. Why can't we? Ala tul, Aisha shut her out. Shut her up. Yani, are you a Khariji? Because she used their intellect.
And that is a principle. If Muslims understood, wallahi, their life will be so much better. Every time you reach crossroads and you have an issue, submit to the text, whether it makes sense to you or it doesn't make sense to you. You're not that smart. The problem is people think that they're so smart. Yeah, akhi, you're not that smart. Wallah, you're not that smart. Wallahi, you don't know how to multiply 476 by 752. Until now, you don't have an answer.
You know?
I don't know either. That's why, because I don't know. If Allah did not give me the ability to multiply 3 numbers by 3 numbers, obviously there's some genius somewhere who has it figured out. Forget about that exception. The average one of us, if you cannot figure that out, who do you think you are to be looking at a hadith or an ayah say, la, dagiga, wallah, hello, and you're not even a mosquito, you're not even, you're nothing. Khalas. And Islam is a religion of rationalism in line with revelation.
Absolutely.
So you rationalize and you reason the revelation, not against revelation.
Absolutely.
So when we say now, forget about the Quran and Sunnah, I'm telling you, don't say anything about this or that, then you can come and say, hey, no, now you're guilty. You're guilty as charged. I'm telling you, Allah said in the Quran,
absolutely,
and the Prophet ﷺ said in the Sunnah, and you have beef with me. Meanwhile, who do you have? They get you one hadith, the only hadith that they have, which they insist on twisting.
Twist it and put it here.
They clearly they don't know Arabic language. They don't know what inda means and being there and being present. They have to go in circles like a lion jumping through hoops in order to prove that this hadith justifies all of the drama that they've caused in the Muslim world.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, 99 other hadith are clearly telling you they're going to be like this and like that.
Details.
And they might, they might lash your back and take your money and
what do you want more than this?
And then you're supposed to listen to it. No. They reject all the hadith and take the one hadith that is mutashabih, and they leave all the hadith that are muhkam.
Muhkam, exactly.
Exactly as Allah described them.
And subhanAllah, that's why I say the liberals are also Khawarij.
صحيح.
They use their intellect and all that, but they just express their deviance in a different way. But it's just free speech against governments. I don't like this, I'm going to go against it. I don't like the hadith, I'm going to twist it. Same thing.
Sheikh Faris, what I've come to after all these years of studying, and I'm not a sheikh, but I could tell you 100%, I've studied Jahmiyyah, Mu'tazila, Khawarij, liberalists, feminists, you name it. All of it stems from giving taqdeem للعقل على النقل. Beginning with Iblis.
صح.
The founder of this manhaj is Iblis himself. أنا خير منه. I am better than him. خلقتني من نار وخلقته من طين. You created me from fire and you created him from clay. He put a principle in his mind that fire is better than clay. Disobeyed Allah's command. He was doomed and damned and cursed forever in Jahannam. Him and whoever follows him. And he laid down his foundation for people because of his arrogance, and every single group that has deviated from mainstream Islam is because at some point in time they give precedence to their intellect over textual evidence, and then they go astray accordingly.
Absolutely.
If the people were to stick to the Quran and the Sunnah without interfering with their intellect, interfering with the revelation and submitting to it, then they would have been guided and referred to the book of Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, Dar'u al-Tanaqud bayn al-Aql wal-Naql. And wallahi, you would I don't, is it in English?
Huh? I don't know if it's in English, but that's a heavy book.
It's a heavy book, but but understand really that I gave you the gist of it. The gist of it is وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. بس لا أكثر ولا أقل.
SubhanAllah, do you think I think it's a matter of trust, huh? It's indirectly they're saying, I don't trust the revelation.
Yeah.
I trust my intellect. I don't trust the revelation. The Prophet tells you, dip that fly into the water when it's there.
Aywa?
I don't trust that.
Yeah, you have second thoughts. Didn't their Sheikh just recently say that the Prophet ﷺ did nakba to the ummah and he left us in a very dire situation.
And we divided because of that.
Yes, and people left Islam and he did not. Yani, wallahi, and these are people that are attributed to knowledge, not only knowledge, see, بحر من العلم. علم ايش هذا؟
He talks about the ummah and what the ummah should do and about jihad and about everything.
Who does? Yeah, what everybody should be doing. Meanwhile, the Prophet ﷺ himself, his honor is being put on the line, undermined, belittled, and accused of treachery, betrayal, lack of fulfillment. خلاص ايوه يعني it's a statement of kufr, and then you find someone who says والله زلة. This is يعني زلة لسان. It's a small mistake. Meanwhile, another sheikh who's telling the people, this and that, they don't leave a word of respect for him. They mop the floor with the sheikh's honor. يعني you could see the double standards. You could see the double standards like the sun in the middle of the day.
Sectarianism they have, subhanAllah. Allah musta'an.
So people know what's up, man. Just know what's up. Enough already, man. Enough, really, guys. Really, stop hating. You don't love, but don't hate unnecessarily. Or if you want to hate the individual and keep quiet so that you don't have to be held accountable on Yawm al-Qiyamah. Or at least investigate. Maybe you just need to learn some more. Maybe the problem is that you never really learn some more. You're acquiring knowledge from X. You're just watching, reading tweets, and you think by reading tweets you're gonna become a sheikh, or because Fulan, did a thread. And the first time I read in Arabic, I read Tharid. I was like, what does Tharid have to do? You read a thread of Fulan, and you think you figured it all out? These are statements of the scholars passed on from the time of the Sahaba until today.
Exactly.
When you learn, you will know.
Exactly. If you want the truth, the truth is there. It's clear as the sun. Yeah.
Have mercy on yourselves.
Exactly. Have mercy on yourself. May Allah bless you and reward you. I really enjoyed this talk, and I really enjoyed you being in the UAE.
Barakallah.
Please come back again. كثر من هاي الزيارات.
بإذن الله. Jazakallah khair. I appreciate you guys hosting me. I always enjoy coming here. There's a lot of da'wah going on. People talk a lot about what they don't like, and they purposely dismiss all the khair that's happening. And wallahi, this is not from the characters and the trait of a Muslim. A Muslim is a person of adl and insaf. And so you mention the khair, and la yashkur Allah ma la yashkur an-nas. You're not thankful to Allah if you don't thank the people. So we thank Allah Azza wa Jal. We thank the people for facilitating and for allowing this khair to be there. May Allah increase, because we need more.
Yes,
we need more.
And
some people talk so much to the point that they eliminate this khair. Maybe Allah will guide them to understand the bigger picture.
Ameen.
Jazakallah khair. Faris, I appreciate it. Barakallah feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.